I think we as North American users are going to be seeing more tweets from Japan. And I think we are starting to see the effects of that with basically Japanese Twitter basically telling American dumb fuck Twitter users, the SJR Twitter users, to kindly fuck off, perhaps. I have not seen. Actually, let me look at my Twitter. I haven't really noticed. Let me pull up Twitter on another window. See if my general for you feed. I'm not seeing. We can't copy video links anymore. What is? Wait. Hang on. Okay, someone doesn't know what they're talking about. Let's see. I'm not seeing a lot of Japanese Twitter users on my feed. But that could change since this only just happened. We'll see. And like they're people are saying like, oh, you can't copy video links. I just did, so I know what that was talking about there. Yeah, like you could always download the videos. I was just able to copy a video link, so I don't know what they're talking about. Anyway, let's take a look and see the based Japanese Twitter users just dumpstering on the SJRs of the West, shall we?
Hey, what's up, guys? Ruf here. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about a very interesting phenomena going on with Twitter, where there's been a seismic shift in the algorithm, where Twitter is now auto-translating posts from various languages and exposing a lot of Americans and English speakers to posts from countries like Japan. And it's created a very interesting bond between Japanese Twitter users and American Twitter users. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. Now, I saw this post the other day from Kirsha where she said her whole timeline is now full of Japanese people talking about American barbecues, cars, and hating communists after she hit some sort of a switch on Twitter. Now, I've seen some more posts coming out of Japan recently, but this morning, the switch has been hit. Okay, my whole timeline is nothing but Japanese posts. It really...
Okay, hang on. Okay, let me pull up my Twitter real quick. I'm not seeing that. Let me just go into the normal for you. I'm seeing Arabic. That's a Logitech commercial. I'm not seeing Japanese. I'm literally not seeing a whole lot of Japanese here. I mean, maybe this is a Japanese post. This could be, okay, so this could be a Japanese post here. This is not, I doubt that is. No idea, oh, hello. No idea if this is, oh, there's links. I'm not seeing a whole hell, I got Spanish posts. I'm honestly not seeing a whole hell. Well, okay, there's Japanese. Okay, here's Japanese. Hang on.
Woo! Hey there, feeling the energy? Let's dance and make it great. Woo! Spin with me. America.
Okay, so there's the Japanese, but it's not like overloaded with it, honestly. There's not like an overabundance of Japanese posts on my Twitter feed, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just not lucky in that respect. So,
it really has become a cultural exchange of sorts, where Americans are sharing things from our
I need to start following more Japanese
and
people.
Japanese users are loving it, and vice versa, where Japanese users are sharing things from their culture and Americans are loving it. Now, of course, in this video, we're going to address a lot of posts talking about annoying foreigners. We're causing issues in Japan and some annoying leftists, and apparently America and Japan have a lot in common in that regard. But this is really what I'm seeing right now. Okay, a lot of bonding between sane Japanese and American users. This is my timeline right now, unedited. Okay,
Wow.
you can see right here, translated from Japanese, translated from Japanese, translated from Japanese, PlayStation, translated from Japanese, translated from Japanese.
I'm gonna hazard a guess that this is because Rev probably follows a lot of people in like the anime industry, because he does a lot of stories about anime, localizers, things like that. My guess is because he follows a lot of anime stuff, that the algorithm has basically popped a lot of Japanese content, a lot of Japanese users into his For You.
Translated from Japanese, translated
I
from
don't think it's
Japanese,
the
and
fact
I'll
that I'm
tell
in
you, ladies
Canada,
and gentlemen,
honestly.
it's been a great experience. Very wholesome, too, where Japanese users are saying, "Dear Americans, it's okay to be proud of your country," which is very funny, given the fact that so many
Yeah.
users in the West will try to demonize you for being proud of the country you live in. But really, a lot of users on the Japanese side of things have embraced their inner Florida man with variations
Yeah.
of that related meme right here. Now, of course, I'll get into some of the posts about
Okay,
tourists.
this is not unusual. Seeing a bunch of Japanese guys dressed up like American cowboys, this is a well-known fact that Japan loves the cowboy genre. Yeah, the Japanese absolutely love the cowboy genre. I guess because it is so wildly different from Japanese culture that, the whole I guess like it's a different, like there's some parallels, there's some differences. Like there's a kind of that there is a degree of honor in like the gunslinger. The gunslinger has like honor of a degree, and yet there is kind of a samurai ideology, but they're still much rougher than the samurai. The samurai are very rougher, and it's all about tradition. And cowboys, like they have a sense of honor, but they basically they go against the grain. I think that's why they love cowboys so much, is because cowboys basically do their own thing. They do not allow themselves to be beholden to traditions or to what society says you have to do. They're mavericks, yeah. And with Japanese, there is a very, very, very strong sense of
I'm your
honor and
huckleberry.
tradition. No, yeah, unfortunately, Lola can't do it right. I'm your huckleberry. A lot of influence going both ways, and Western Ronin. Yes, there are. I don't know if I would actually see a lot of parallels. There is a great deal that one appreciates in the other. Japanese greatly appreciate like the American cowboy because they're mavericks and they follow their own rules, whereas Americans appreciate the samurai because they are very honorable. There is a steeped tradition that seems very attractive to people in America because we don't really have the same degree of tradition or adherence to tradition like they see in Japan. So it's like it's an interchangeable thing of what one culture really appreciates in regards to the other. Yeah. Ronin kind of cowboy, but not so much because Ronin still adhere to the cultural norms of society, whereas cowboys just went, I don't give a fuck. And of course, Japanese people might greatly appreciate that because culturally speaking, Japanese are very much of you must rigidly adhere to societal standards. But again, like I said, it goes both ways when it comes to the cowboy and the samurai with Japan and US.
And crazy leftists in Japan causing issues. But let's begin with a more wholesome route here, where you have this post saying, "To my American brothers, we're fans of the Cowboys from the movie Tombstone. Ladies and gentlemen, Americans especially, be the American Japanese users emulate. Okay, just be that version of America that they see through our culture, okay?" And here's another post saying, "Gun spin is fun." And look at this guy. Look at this absolute giga Chad. First of all,
oh wow, that was cool. Yeah, but this is again, you see how Japan loves the American culture of guns. Look at how many anime that are out there where there's such a very like close detail on gun usage, on like describing the guns, of using the guns, using them properly, fancy gun moves. Yeah, Trigon is a good example. Gunsmith Cats is another example of how they really like where they took basically the reality of guns, the facts about guns, and injected them into the anime and the manga. The manga especially was like whole hog going into like the fine minutia of firearms, like the differences between models and the years that they were manufactured and stuff like that. It's like you can tell that the Japanese really admire and appreciate, yeah, firearm. Oh yeah, High School of the Dead. Yeah, you had what's his name? That was a big time gun guy, and so you could see like the Japanese, like just like Americans really love the mysticism, shall we say, of the katana and other and, you know, the katana, nunchucks, caltrops, shuriken, bow staffs, to what's the club? I forgot the name of the club. But you know, while Americans greatly appreciate Japanese weapons, Japanese greatly appreciate American firearms, and it shows. Combo. Yes, thank you. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, look at the quality of this video. Like, I didn't even know Twitter could create videos with this level of production. Okay, but it's super impressive, and I'm sorry. Okay, we're talking about
great.
Japan and this sort of stuff. I can't help but think about this filthy Frank quote right here. And with all due respect,
my name is Cowboy Tanaka.
Immortal quote right there. But anyways, more talk on the Japanese side of Twitter about guns, where this user says, you guys overseas probably don't know this, but Japanese women have very small bodies, so gun ownership is permitted in some regions for self-defense purposes, as you can see right here.
Yeah.
And this reply is very interesting. This user says, the size of the woman should be inversely proportional to the size of the gun she has access to.
Yes.
The smaller the girl, the bigger the gun. And the original poster says, our thoughts are the same. Of course, auto-translated from Japanese, and I couldn't agree anymore with that sentiment. But here's another post reacting to this one down here, saying politically correct stuff. Yoga, veganism, and plenty available with domestic options, even in Japan, but you hardly ever get to experience that great America-style barbecue trucks or guns, you know?
I'll take a 20mm bow first.
Japanese user says, they say it's the soul of the samurai, but swordsmiths have become an endangered species, and swords are now something you only see in museums, whereas Americans still have proper gunsmiths all over the place and hold on to their soul in the form of guns. So they're the impressive ones. Gun control is for homos. And I saw this quote, and it really sums up the thoughts of many Americans, I'm sure.
This is one thing I'm going to love about Japanese Twitter. They're just going to be completely unhinged. They're going to drive the SJRs fucking insane on Twitter, because Japanese Twitter users don't give a fuck. And they are going to use all kinds of labels like this. They're going to be openly racist. And the SJRs are going to lose their fucking minds. And both people like us and the Japanese are going to be laughing our fucking asses off watching them just consistently losing their shit.
Amazing stuff coming out of Japan here. But here's a post with 74,000 likes. Auto-translated, of course, saying, left wing, aiming for a world without borders. Elon, auto-translation feature, here you go. American, left-wingers are idiots. Japanese, left-wingers are idiots. European, left-wingers are idiots. Worldwide, left-wingers are idiots. International understanding deepens. left wing. No, that's not it.
No,
And
of course
many
not.
Japanese users are saying to America, do leftists exist in America too? I can educate you on that one for sure. But you can see
Yeah.
an annoying
You're gonna
person
find out really quick.
screeching and being dragged, well, I'm assuming being a public nuisance. Here's
Oh, wait. What does his shirt say? His shirt, I stand against racism. That's what his shirt says. His shirt says, I stand against racism. The evils of racism. Or what I'm going to actually pretend in this moment is racism, but it's actually someone that just doesn't agree with me, so I'm going to call racist because that looks good on Twitter.
Here's another post saying to those overseas, this is not a B-grade zombie movie. It's the Japanese left wing. Thank you for sharing. Now you see this post right here saying, I used to think that the left wing was Japan's shame. Thanks to Elon, I realized there was a slight mistake. The left wing is the world's shame. Now, of course, we're thinking about extreme examples of this.
Not wrong.
But yeah, all of the wokeness, all of the deranged behavior from quote-unquote progressive people is not just affecting America, it's affecting Japan and many countries all across the world. And I guess a lot of people from Japan and America are bonding over their displeasure with this sort of faction in their various societies.
Well, don't forget, Japan actually, like, to references, don't forget, recently Japan actually came forward with a thing where they will not, like, for any art that is created in Japan, games, anime, manga, stuff like that, I can't remember exactly how far reaching it was, there is they made a requirement that in order for Japan to import these games and things like this into the West is not allowed to change it in a way that detracts from the original intention of it. I.e., the localizers cannot change the dialogue to make it fit with the basically the SJR standard. It has to, that you can't, like, you can translate it, but you cannot censor it to change the original the original translation of the product. And if you do, Japan is just going to go, yoink, you don't get that. We're revoking your license to be able to sell this product in the West. So, yeah. And people in America, like the people in America, they're not whining, crying little bitches who basically are only interested in pushing the message and not actually enjoying fine art, cheer this. They were like, hell fucking yes, absolutely. Do not change, Japan, do not allow the West to change the meaning of the art that you have provided to the West. Don't let the localizers SJR your art. And Japan was like, that we want. And it's fucking beautiful.
Now, of course, we're now going to shift over to the tourism issue, where foreigners are causing issues in Japan, including this post alerting American friends to the fact that foreigners are kicking deers, which is absolutely insane.
Fucking why? Why would you do that? You could get, that's an ass beating in America. If you somehow managed to approach a wild deer in America in the forest and kicked him, and there was another person around, you get your fucking ass beat for just arbitrarily kicking a deer and not hunting it for food. Why do they think it's acceptable to do this in fucking Japan? Probably because they act like puppies and eat from your hand, so they're like, oh, cool, deer food. Like, honestly, anybody that kicks the Nara deer in Japan needs to get the shit kicked out of them.
It's not just Johnny Somalis. Okay, we see the most ridiculous examples of nuisance streamers like him causing issues in Japan, but there's plenty of other streamers and just regular examples of nuisances causing similar issues. Here's another one. where, of course, translated from Japanese, this user says, yeah, stupid influencer, dancing at full blast at this rail line in Akasaka. So here is this absolute nuisance.
Beat his ass. That's Japan. Anybody in Japan that watches my stream. I don't know if you watch I don't know if there's anybody from Japan that watches my stream. People of Japan, beat this fucker's ass. You want to get these dumbass American influencers and chaos streamers to stop? Beat the fuck out of them. They will stop really fucking quick. The moment they start doing this kind of shit, you take them down, you drop kick their ass, then you call in your police officers and have them hauled off to jail. And you do that every time they try and pull the shit. Guarantee you they'll stop real fucking fast. And they won't shove a gun in their face because firearm carry is not a standard thing in Japan. In this instance, like they were talking about earlier, in some areas it's permissible, but generally speaking, the majority of people in Japan do not carry firearms.
Attention-seeking loser, blasting music out of the stereo and dancing around, literally causing people coming home from their work shift to cover their ears because it's that deafeningly loud.
And another point of note, don't forget, Japanese work culture is insane. The people on that train coming home from work have probably just finished doing a 12 or 14-hour day. They are probably exhausted. The last thing that they want is to hear some dumb fucking white boy blasting music out of a giant fucking JBL speaker when they're probably exhausted. Yeah, you're not supposed to be making a lot of noise on the trains. It could be illegal. I don't know. But again, you want this to stop, you give them consequences. The reason why these tourists do this is because they don't get consequences for their actions. They start getting consequences, they'll stop.
Of course, I'm not going to play it because it's copyrighted music, but good on Think Before You Sleep for providing Japanese users with some English phrases to address individuals like that who are being nuisances overseas. But let's move on to another example of this. A Japanese user saying,
I saw this clip.
He is in Japan, in quotes, I'm going to hit on a girl now, hello. He shouted that and was ignored. Darn it, why won't girls like me? What's wrong with me? So let's see this absolutely...
I wonder why girls don't like this fucking retard. Yeah. The Japanese people love American culture. They don't love the stupid fucking hillbilly rednecks that are glorifying fucking meth. And, like, dude, this scraggly ass mullet, dude, fucking brush your hair. Either that or get it cut because this looks disgusting. I can literally feel the greasiness of this guy's mop through the fucking screen. It's nasty.
Obnoxious and pathetic human being causing issues in Japan.
I'm in Japan, you know I gotta rizz up a lady. Konnichiwa. Fuck! Why do no women like me?
Smack the fuck out of him.
You're a loser.
Look
You're
at this.
You're an absolute loser. Stop embarrassing Americans by behaving this way overseas.
Oh my god.
Also, having a crash out in a restaurant like this. Again, I'm sorry to keep...
Okay, he was having... Let's be real. He was having a fake crash out. And Verbose, thank you for the 5 gifteds. Let's be real here. It was a fake crash out specifically for the purposes of clout. He was doing it for the views. It was rage baiting. 100%. He did that for rage bait because he knew that a lot of people in America would be pissed off about what he was doing. And you know what? It's time to give these rage baiters some medicine and start locking them up, or, you know, turn the other way when people decide to basically take matters into their own hands. All nuisance streamers eventually end up in jail. Yeah. but it doesn't mean that they learn their lesson. Using streamers ending up in jail, unfortunately, doesn't always fix the problem. Look at Johnny Somali. Johnny Somali actually spent time in Japanese jail for the bullshit that he did. He did a fake apology to the judge. He lied the whole time, fucked off out of the country, and as soon as he was out of the country, he was laughing about it, saying, yeah, I lied to that judge. Fuck him. Putting them in jail is not enough. And I do hope the Japanese did learn from that. Yeah. Because the reality is, you simply can't put them into jail. You have to actually punish them. You actually have to, like, put them into, like, hard labor. Give them some time with hard labor. Or let the crowds deal with him. Something like that. And thank you, Joshua Zero. Thank you for the gifted.
Bringing up Filthy Frank here, but it's forever relevant. You will never be him. You will never be him. But anyways, let's move on to another example. It's not just Americans causing issues.
Oh, no! Oh, fuck! And with this, I'm pretty sure. Oh, violently shaking a cherry blossom tree. I'm pretty sure this is a hanging offense in Japan. You do not fuck with the sakura trees. No, this you do not. I'm pretty sure they hang you for this in Japan. And unfortunately, there's been a rash of people that have been doing this. I've seen multiple like little clips on Twitter before about people doing this. Yeah, this is illegal as fuck.
Also, Chinese tourists are violently shaking cherry blossom trees to get photo ops. We've seen Americans do this where they're doing like chin-ups, like Mizkif did this, a popular American streamer. But yeah, this is disgusting, okay? They only bloom for a short period of time, and these tourists are literally shaking them and causing the cherry trees to have their petals fall.
And this could damage the trees. Violently shaking the trees like this could damage the trees. You're actually literally damaging the ecology of Japan. And bear in mind, this is a Chinese tourist, so you have to wonder, oh, they're actually out of communist China, so are they just losing their fucking minds with all the freedom that they have and going overboard with it?
Disgusting behavior. Disgraceful. And of course, nothing is sacred.
They also do hate Japan.
People are going to shrines
they have freedom.
And doing little
oh
dance
my God.
routines. Using shrines as literal props. Again, copyrighted music, so I'm not going to play it, but yeah, it's just a prop to them.
It's Backstreet Boys. They're fucking dancing to Bye 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 from the Backstreet Boys. In a fucking Shinto shrine. What the fuck? Oh my God. These are people that basically need to get a good, or not back, yeah, NSYNC, not Backstreet Boys. Sorry, I've mixed up my boy bands. As you can tell, I'm not a big listener of boy bands, so obviously I mixed them up because they all sound the fucking same to me. It's honestly, a lot of this would be resolved by simply just punching these people in the face. It really would. You know, if a Japanese person came, you know, if a Japanese crowd came up and just sort of, you know, like, just deck these three, they'd stop really quick. Every time any of these American tourists do something that is woefully disrespectful like this, and you just had Japanese people walk up and just start beating the fuck out of them, they'd stop really fucking quick. Because honestly, with these American tourists, it's the only way that it's going to get through on. Unfortunately, like these like entitled fucking these titled insta-thoughts and these entitled like influencers, the only thing that they will respect is getting their asses beat. If someone says, please don't do this, they go, oh no, I'm an influencer, you can just let me do it. No, they're not gonna care if you tell them to. When they'll care is when they start fucking around and the populace suddenly converges on them and starts whooping their ass. Then they'll actually realize, oh, maybe we shouldn't do this. Because unfortunately, it's the only form of correction these people understand anymore. Because they were not raised right. They were raised by parents that just let the children express themselves. I want to be their friend, not their parent. And so they actually do not understand discipline. So it's time to discipline them in probably the only way that they're going to understand. With a fist to the mouth.
Another translator posting annoying foreign tourists like this should be deported from Japan.
Hell yes.
100%
Absolutely.
agree, by the way. We welcome
Absolutely.
decent foreign tourists, friends overseas, please come visit Japan by all means. Where this individual, this
She's
woman
hanging
trying
off
to
the shrine.
display her stunning and brave personality here, is doing chin-ups.
Kick her right in the cooch. While she's hanging there, someone needs to run up there and just kick her right in the pussy. That'll correct her real fucking quick. Good old cooch kick will take care of this real fast.
On something that, well, would be deemed disrespectful by anybody with a small sense of self-awareness, but of course, Japan is just a prop to people like this.
Yep.
But there are good moments, right? There's good moments like this where, again, translate from Japanese, it says, heartwarming, the moment an American speaks to Japanese kids in Japanese, their eyes sparkle with joy. This exchange is the best. So let's just watch this interaction, okay?
面白いもう一回もう一回面白いハイタッチ
Very wholesome,
so
to say the
sweet.
least, okay, ladies and gentlemen?
Now, that right there, fuck, it's bringing a tear to my eye. That right there is what it's all about. How hard is it to just be this respectful and this wholesome when you're visiting a foreign nation? This is a beautiful scene. This is an absolutely beautiful scene. We need so much more of this. We really do. God bless this man. God bless this man for just being a wonderful human. I don't know who he is, but sir, you are a wonderful human. And just know that we see you and we appreciate you being the amazing person that you are.
That is what I'm talking about. If you're going to be someone visiting Japan or any country, be this guy. Be someone who is wholesome and being kind and putting smiles on people's faces.
Yes.
Don't be like these obnoxious influencers who are causing issues. And here is an example of a post that I'll share with you guys. It's a great one. Okay, an influencer going over to Japan and making a bond and having a positive experience. This is stuff that is embraced. As pointed out here, it's not that Japanese people hate foreigners. They dislike foreigners who cause trouble for Japan or Japanese people. Unlike individuals like this.
Visiting people in Japan until I'm fluent in Japanese.
This guy did an interview. I recognize this. Oh, I think I recognize this guy. I think this guy did an interview when he was in Japan explaining that even I can't remember if he lives in Japan. But he is fluent Japanese, and he actually said that it doesn't matter that he speaks the language. He's still very cognizant and aware that even though he is, I believe, a citizen or a resident in Japan, that he says he still respects the fact that he is not Japanese and doesn't consider himself above the people of Japan. And he recognizes that, and he acknowledges that, and he treats the people of Japan with respect, because even though he is white and from the West, he doesn't consider himself better than them in any way. And in fact, he views himself as sort of like, if I was going to describe it, sort of like not beneath them, but if you were looking at a hierarchy, even as a resident or as like a citizen, He's like the native Japanese people from a hierarchical standpoint are above him because they're the native Japanese. And even though he has maybe immigrated there or he is a resident or whatever, he is still a guest there, even though he has integrated himself into society. And he recognizes that and respects that. Like, how hard is that to do?
すみません。
日本語は喋れる。
あ、よかった。一緒に会話どっか取りますけど。
難しいことはやめてな。
難しい言葉。
日本語でも僕大阪やから大阪弁ってあるの分かる？
あ、大阪弁勉強してます。
大阪弁を勉強中かすごいな。どっから来たの？国はどこ？
アメリカから来ました。
アメリカか。
一番好きな魚は何ですか？
グレ。
これ
グレ。
グレ。
俺。
今から何をしますか？
散歩。行くか？鳥。
あ、行きます。
行く？
あ、そう
これ見に行こう。
和菓子。
日本のお菓子。
お菓子。あ
あれ売って家の横で食べようか。
あ、そう、行きましょう。
行こう。
Yes!
抹茶わかる？
抹茶わかります。はい、抹茶。
お手げる。
おはようございます。
行こう行こう行こう。
いいね。
Yes!
抹茶、これは。
これがつぶつぶがあんこ。
あんこ。ああ、これあんこ。あんこ、甘い。
甘い。美味しい。
めっちゃ美味しいですね。
よかった。
ここですか？
あそこ、隣にな。
This, he just became friends with this man he just met!
公園で座っと。
Look at this! He literally just met this man and already we become friends. This is beautiful. This. Seeing seeing how amazingly wholesome this is. We don't see this anymore in the West. We don't see this anymore. I miss this. I really miss this. We need to bring this back. We so need to bring this back. This is something crucial that we're missing. In the West, we are missing this. Where you can just meet someone, just talk to them, have a conversation, and have that person go, "You want to get some sweets with me? Hey, this is my friend. We've become friends." We need this. This is one of the things that can save us from the downward spiral that we're involved in right now. Just basic human kindness. Absolutely basic human kindness. God, I miss this. And kind because we used to have this. Years ago, in US and in Canada, we used to have this. We don't have it anymore. Now, if this guy did this with someone in the West, in the US or in Canada, they would look at him like, "Who the fuck are you? Why are you sitting next to me? Did I say you could sit next to me?" In Japan, this old man was just like, immediately starts chatting him up. Says, "Hey, you want to go for a walk with me?" And instantly, friends. Personal space is kind of crucial. Yeah, you know why personal space is kind of quote-unquote crucial? Because we've lost that kindness. Because personal space is now safety space because so many people are complete pieces of shit. And you don't know if someone's going to attack you because now in the West, there's a chance that the random stranger might try to kill you. And that's why the whole thing, why personal space is crucial. You don't see this in Japan. You're not seeing this with this guy. He literally said, "Do you mind if I sit here?" Sat right next to him and they had a fucking conversation. There was no, like, is this guy about to stab me? Is this guy about to shoot me? Is this guy about to beat me? Because I'm too close to him when I'm having a conversation. It's shit. I don't know. This is why I say we need to find our kindness again. This is why I need to see. This is why I say we need to find our kindness, and we need to remove the people that are preventing this. The people that will attack someone out of nowhere. Yes, the serial killers, the assaulters, yeah, it's why we need to remove them from society so we can get back to this of basically just being able to be kind to us to people out of pocket and not have to be suspicious first thing and wonder, is this person going to hurt me? If we start actually locking away the people that will hurt, that you have to worry about hurting you routinely, then we can get back to actually looking at someone that walks over to you as just a normal person that you can talk to and show kindness. To get back to that, we need to aspire to be what we are watching right here. This is what we as a society need to aspire to be.
ただトラに引っ張ってて日本語喋ってくれるこれちっちゃいの美味しいめっちゃ甘いめっちゃうまい
Yeah, that guy clearly gets it, and that's why people respect tourists like him. It's not those who disrespect. They are not welcome. People like this are welcome. And that's really self-explanatory, but as we close out this video, I have to address a very pressing issue. Nothing we've talked about so far is as important as what I'm going to say now, where there is a trend of sharing meats, where Americans are very proud of Japanese users and the sort of steaks and other meats they are displaying. But there's something going on here, okay? This post says, to all Americans, please take a look at this Japanese beef. Sorry, but the violence of cheese. The violence of cheese is prohibited when it comes to Japanese beef. So apparently cheese is a big issue. Where the same user says, another American is committing cheese violence. They seem intent on beating people with cheese until everyone around the world becomes cheese addicts. As the cheese police, I will expose their evil deeds to the world. Here's another example saying this is the cheese police. I'll be investigating this place starting soon.
I was gonna say, who's gonna tell about the cheese caves? Yep. Somebody needs to tag Nick on for this guy, so Nick can educate him about the cheese caves. Yes.
Referring to the cheese cave in Missouri. Here's one more saying, I discovered another instance of cheese
I know,
violence.
we watched Nick's video on it.
Okay, understandable. But yeah, there's also the issue of barbecues, okay? This is a very complex topic here, where this user says, my American friends, I'm facing major problem here. When I say I want to eat American barbecue, some Americans say, come to Texas, others say, come to South Carolina, and still others say, come to Missouri.
I've never heard about Missouri being very good for their barbecue. Texas and South Carolina? Yes, absolutely. South Carolina BBQ is not BBQ? Oh, no. Oh, no. Are we about to start a war? Oh, no. Best beef eaten I've ever had is in Nebraska and Texas. Really? Missouri is number 2? Is it? I didn't know that. Kansas City and St. Louis. Okay. I was not aware that Missouri was such a big BBQ place. Kansas City BBQ is good. Okay. All right.
I'm confused. Are you guys going to start a barbecue civil war? You know what? This is a great and educated observation right here. Yes, barbecue is very different depending on the state you are talking about. And these are very good examples. Very diverse selection of barbecue between these states. But the Japanese side of Twitter is having a lot of fun with this, saying, so which barbecue are you from? With this reference to the movie Civil War. So they understand our memes as well. This is fantastic, guys. Another user said, hey, everyone in America. The sandwiches they sell at Japanese convenience stores are like this. But just now, I saw a super huge sandwich on X. Wait, do you guys really eat that every day? Show me the sandwiches from your country. I mean, how much more wholesome can this get, ladies and gentlemen? Here's a great quote that had me laughing, okay?
Yeah.
If America is a gun, then Japan must be a sword.
True story.
Based.
True story there.
All I can say is based, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a great cultural exchange. It's been a cultural exchange for the ages, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm very glad to be introduced to the Japanese side of Twitter in a very convenient and easily consumable way, thanks to these auto translations and how the algorithm is working. And Japan bros, you're welcome in my community, whether it's on Twitter or here. And to everyone, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and get ready for another round of videos as I upload daily here on YouTube. But that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
That was beautiful. That was truly beautiful. We needed that. We needed that so much. With everything that's been going on as of late, we needed that.